Okay. Yes, we are live. For those of you that saw me 20 minutes ago, it's not a Groundhog Day. There was some snafu with my streaming platform, and my live. I had to delete my live. So here I am again. Uh, what do you do, right? Shit happens. Uh, so hopefully I get to the end of this and it doesn't happen again. Okay. Writing reflection. First off, James Gardiner here, the hero within. Boom. Writing reflection, day 453 of my writing journey. This is my conversation for those that choose to tune in. Just sharing some insights and some nuggets that I've learned on this writing process that I've maybe reconnected to or brought back into my practice and how I show up in the world. And writing is a beautiful thing. I've talked about this before. It's a magical thing. And today is all about leveling up. The ability for each of us to empower ourselves to level up is really what needs to take place in all facets of our life. In my book, in the journey of writing this, I was at a stage where it's like, okay, I'm done. I mean, I'm tired. I've put 400 and some days into this bad boy. I'm very happy with it so far. And there was a conversation with my coach a week ago, a little over a week ago, where we took the Los Angeles arena and just started talking about it. Looking for a spark, looking for something that would land for me. So we did, and through the questions, through the Q&A, I proposed a question to her. I said, "What if we did this arena this way, or added this?" And when I said it, I had that moment. We've all had those moments where like we just know that it's right. We know that it's right. 30 seconds before, 10 minutes before, whatever, last week, the week before, I was ready to kind of be like, okay, that's done. It's good enough, right? It landed, and it's landed because it's truth. Because the creative spark just blew into an inferno with this simple kind of Q&A about how do we level up this chapter. And so I went with it. I went with that spark. And so I dove in, put my mad scientist writer's hat on, and, here I am, day 453, looking back at the last 10 days since this meeting. And these chapters in this arena, this Los Angeles part of the book, has completely elevated. I mean, talk about a flipping level up. And you've heard me talk creative alchemy. You've heard me talk about the magic that happens when we show up as an artist, and things lead into other things. I was astounded at how it changed some of the dynamic of the book, all the different story threads, and then brilliantly, if I can say that about this piece, impacted the end, multiplied and magnified the ending of the book just by looking for a way to level up. Not being satisfied. This is not about perfectionism either. This is just about, is there something more? I'm good with this. I can test drive this puppy and it works. Is there something I can get out of this more? That is the fun part of the writing process. It can also be a challenge, or it can be a headbanging wall where you're looking for this level up moment. It's there. It's there. So here I am as a coach and as a strategist, and what I do for a living with my clients. Here I am brought back to this concept of level up, which I know. And yet I needed, divinely so, this journey through writing to remind me of the power of leveling up. Now, of course, that showed up today with a client this morning, leveling up, right? We all play in a record groove. We are all in a groove. People label it whatever they want. People label it monotony. People label it normal routine, status quo. Doesn't always have to be a negative thing either, right? We rise, shine, rinse, repeat every day. And if we build something for us that honors who we are, then it's Disneyland every day, right? No matter what, though, to shift that groove, we need to what? We need to level up. We need to look for ways to change the record, change the tune that's playing. So in the context of this client this morning, it was, hey, I've done A, B, and C. I've done A, B, and C, 1, 2, and 3 times, and it's yielded X. Okay. So if we're going to press repeat on that, and we're going to do A, B, and C again, what do we think, based on our scientific intellect of what's happening? What do we think most likely will happen objectively? We're going to achieve X. My question is, fuck the X. How do we achieve Z? You notice I said Z, not Z. Here in Canada, it's Z, but I will always be a Z. How do we achieve Z? We have to look for ways to rewrite the script. What can we do differently? Right? So today was all about leveling up. How do we level up with this client? How do we reposition the way we're approaching our strategic partners? Looking for those ways, just like I was looking for a way to create something that sparked an inferno of creative writing. And leveling up is applied to all aspects of our life: relationships, business ventures, being a father, being a mother, being a provider, being a public figure, being an influencer. How do we level up? We need to rewrite the script. And if we don't assess, and if we don't go in and put our strategy hats on, our mad scientist gloves, and freaking miner's helmet with a big light, and focus on how do we level up, then we are going to repeat in the same groove. So here's an exercise. Each of us take our lives, divide our lives up into categories, into pieces of the pie. Some may have 4, some may have 6, 8, don't know. Whatever it is, right? Family, work, love, adventure, play, whatever it is. At the center of that is leveling up. Level up, L-U, love you, level up. How can you level up whatever area is there? Because there's a way. With that level, so with that, you then what? You create the intention. I'm going to look for a way to level up in this specific arena. I know that this area of my life, this relationship about this relationship that I'm in, for example, it's in a groove. I need to rewrite that groove. I need to level up. Depression. What are your thoughts about depression? What are my thoughts about depression? Objectively, some people feel depressed. They wake up the next day, they don't feel depressed. Some people choose to look at the world half full. Some choose to look half empty. There's triggers. There's work that needs to be done. There are genetic predispositions. There's generational trauma. There's a lot of things that can cause depression, how we want to label that. Depression is really a sign for deep reset, hence the name. You've heard me say before, perception of anything is everything. How do we choose to perceive our state, our mindset, our mental state? Tony Robbins always talks about it's a mental shift. It's as simple yet complex. I get it, right? It's as simple as switching the dial. Choose this versus choose that. How does one reset? How does one reset? It's a great question. There's a lot of ways. Okay. Again, first off, in tying into my thread here, knowing this means that, hey, okay, I need to level up. So how do I reset? Okay, what am I doing? What do I need to do? Look at yourself. Assess, do a clinical / assessment of yourself. What are my triggers? Who am I hanging around with? Do I have unserving relationships? Am I being unfulfilled in certain areas? What's my level of, you heard me talk about my swear word, expectation. Am I putting expectations around me that are either unrealistic or unserving to my truth? Right? So again, like anything, the first step is always clarity around what you want. And I'm just going to go simple here just to give some context to this question. Clarity. Okay. I want to feel this way. I know what this is like. I don't like this. This is what I want to feel like. Okay. There's a reason why everyone under the sun, technically, I'm joking a little bit, but everyone in the self-help world journals. There's a reason why. It's not rocket science. It's proven science. It's proven science of the heart. It's proven science of creating what you want, getting this intangible chaos up here in this melon down through your heart out into a creative essence on a piece of paper, bringing life to what you want in your life with emotions. Then create a plan for it, create a strategy, what do you do? Winning ritual. Everything starts with a winning ritual after clarity. I don't care if you want to do a marathon, you want to get over depression, you want to go plant-based, you want to create the perfect relationship that's out there for you. Okay, you get clarity on that. You create a backstory like an actor in terms of the emotional anchors of how that will make you feel and what that looks like. So it breathes. It has a symphonic experience in you, and you can taste it, touch it, smell it, hear it, all of that. Do that, right? And then what? Create a ritual around how do I show up every day to honor that, right? Winning ritual. What do you do in the morning? How do you first honor yourself before that world starts to come in with a bulldozer, as it does to most people when they flip open their phones, jump on social media, whatever it is, right? Honor yourself after you've just woken up, right? What do you surround yourself? Tune right into that high frequency, the things that you want, the things that are going to take you away from X, Y, and Z towards your desired yellow brick road of where you want to go. Right? And a winning ritual is different for all of us, right? The power of intention. There's one thing, no matter what, I don't care. The most important thing anyone can do is create an intention. Create an intention that's anchored from your truth of how you want the day to go. And that is the compass point that steers you throughout the day. It never leaves your side, right? Whether it's on Post-it notes all over your workspace, whether it's in the car with you, whether it's a voice memo that you set on your phone that chimes in automatically, right? There's all these apps nowadays for this. There's a reason why. Constant reinforcement, rehabitualized pattern development. None of this is necessarily rocket science. Again, in that analogy, to do a marathon, to get over depression, to go plant-based, to build a relationship, all those things, the pathway to do it is already there. None of this is some unearthed 3,000-year-old relic that no one's ever seen before. As I said earlier on a podcast today, the number one combinator with most of the people that I see and that I work with is they're afraid to do the work. And Peggy, of course, I've always been told to put myself first. You have to put yourself first. Selflessness equals self-love, which equals you can turn around and do and shine brighter for those around you. There is a reason why most of my clients, I have to wrap this up in a few minutes because I have client. Most of my clients tend to be women and tend to be women that have just become empty nesters and they don't know what the hell to do with their life, because all they did for the last 20 some years of their life was live for the husband, live for the kids, be a taxi, be all that moms are. And I get that. And their self-love was always the lower rung on the ladder. And now they're lost. And the work that we do is try to reclaim who they are. It's because self-love. Oxygen masks drop in a plane. What do they tell you to do? So for all of you out there, leveling up, level up, level up. Every aspect of our life can be leveled up. Micro and macro. And for God's sakes, don't be afraid of the work. Everything requires work. Healing, getting over trauma, you name it. Building a business, building a revenue stream, an online revenue stream, building a coaching program, writing a book, trying to write a good book, trying to write a best-selling book. Well, it takes leveling up. I know where I want to go with my book, and it's not this, meaning what is commonly out there. I'm going a different way with my book. And so to do that, I have to consistently look for ways to level up in life. In my writing, that writing then turns back to me and reciprocates to me. And here I am offering you anything that you take from this. So, yes, Peggy, Western medicine, all they want to do is prescribe a pill. So I do have to run. Mad love to the courageous. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your questions. Level up. Look for ways you can level up. And don't be afraid of the work, guys. Don't be afraid of the work. All right. Cheers.